Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, consider subscribing because it only gets better from here. We're on 240 today. Today's Monday, my day off. I worked till the end 8 a.m., but whatever. So I'm working on a dashboard. I'm running a dashboard. This car has a 6-point welded cage in it, and I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to get this dash to fit inside here. So I'm gonna flip the camera around, show you my initial cuts. These are not the final cuts. I just want to get these done. That way I can get the dash sanded and flocked. And I also built my own switch panel for where the radio bezel goes. I think LRB Manufacturing sells them. I think they're like 150 bucks. I had some scrap aluminum paneling. I just made mine. So flip the camera around, show you. So here's my switch panel. I used my brother's radio bezel as a guide. I fucking dropped it. But yeah, so all these, this is where my push button's gonna go. But all these are wired in nice and pretty. And then this just sits right in there, just like that. So this will get rid of all the random gauges that I have inside there. So yeah, I just had to cut out that middle piece that goes across. So here are my initial cuts on the dash. So there's a vent right here. So I just went from here and tried to follow it as best I could to the vent, and then just lopped it off right there, because this is, I think, where the bar is gonna sit, hopefully. So I'm aiming, this is my, as you know, so I'm aiming for it to sit just around this, like that. I do have a dash bar that I got for free that I'm going to put in here. I'm probably going to end up cutting this off, and I'm going to redo all this wiring. This is the main reason. I'm going to drive it today because I think for the next week and a half it is going to be down. So I will keep you guys updated. This is going to be a little impromptu how-to on how to cut an S13 dash to fit with a cage. I might do something on the flocking. People say you either do it good or it turns out shitty, so we'll see. It's a $50 kit, so I hope it doesn't turn out shitty. But I'll bring you guys back when I get some more shit done. All right, see you in a second. All right, update. Got the old switch panel out. Got all the wires disconnected. Have some of them labeled, like ones that need power that probably go to the PCM. I know there's 3: starter, lights, fuel pump, but I'm gonna make those look all nice and pretty before I put everything in. But what I'm doing right now is you have to drop that. God, it's such a pain. It's been a while since I've removed a dash out of these cars, but the gauge isn't making it any easier. But so I ended up cutting this piece out because the thick bar, that one, wasn't cooperating, and I had to cut this right here. It's no big deal, just paint it black. But here's so far how much I've cut. I've completely cut the vent out. Excuse me. Hopefully this time it fits. Do the same on the other side, you can see over there. And then this is what I'm gonna address. I'm gonna paint. I mean, I'm not gonna paint. I'm gonna sand everything and grind or sand out these cracks and fill it with Bondo. All this, and fill it with Bondo. Sand it, fill it, sand it, and then paint it black. And then put some flocking on it. But so here is the switch panel. It is done. I put my starter switch in there and my battery cut off. So now all I have to do is run that positive wire to that, and then the ground, and it's done. It'll work. So I have all of my gauges. I'm gonna wire these all together, power and ground. That way they're all on one. And I'm gonna take my fuel gauge and my tachometer. That really doesn't work. I'm gonna figure it out. And I'm gonna wire those two together. So yeah, hopefully when I put this back in there I worked on it earlier today, it is able to be lined up to the holes, and I'll see about getting my dash bar in there. I don't know how well that's gonna work. I hope it works, because that's where the fucking dashboard mounts to. If not, all I have is 3 bolts at the very top. Yeah, so far so good. Shit, I gotta move my damn, I might be able to hide it. Might be, yeah, my little bias valve for the Chase base brake lines. Yeah, I'll bring you guys back whenever I get this thing mounted. As soon as I mount it, I'm gonna start, sanding it down, because I want to get this car back on the road. It seems like every time it gets running, I freaking take it apart just to do something else. So, all right, it'll be a couple days for me, but it'll be a second for you. So I will see you in a split second. All right, well, dash is in. Finally, I had to cut more right here. But yeah, she fits. Man, it's weird seeing this thing on the dashboard. Holy cow. All right, well, now I can take it out and start sanding it. Hold on. All right, so let's see. Will it be the piece de resistance? Oh, yeah. That's fucking nice. God, that looks so good. I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. I guess I could trim that plastic, that'll help it, but yeah, all those holes line up, so I'm gonna try to throw this dash bar in here and be on my way, because there's mounting points which aren't gonna mount up, but the door closes, so yeah, pretty freaking sweet. Hey, I'm whispering because it's like 12:30 at night. I just got out of work, but I'm gonna flip the camera around. I put some fiberglass Bondo on this dashboard, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So that's what we're working with. It looks ugly as hell, but that hole is filled, and then all of the cracks. So hopefully when I sand this, it becomes smooth, and I only have to do 1 coat. That's the plan anyway. So, but I will bring you guys back when I have this all sanded. I did sand it before, and I picked the loose old Bondo out as best I could. And yeah, so stay tuned. It'll be a second for you, but probably a day or two, because I'm gonna let this cure for about 2 days and build the harness for the gauges. But yeah, see you in a blip. All right, damn, I'm looking rough. Remember how I said you either do it good or you fuck it up? I'm like in the middle of that. Sorry for the wind. Yeah. I mean, it looks okay for the most part. It's just gonna dry now. But like here, where the glue started to dry before I could put the suede on there, and up here, there's nothing. I mean, it is what it is. It's for a drift car. It's not for a show car, so it's better than what it looked like before, as you guys can attest. I mean, in the sunlight, it looks pretty cool. And like this, I think that came out pretty fucking nice. So yeah, we'll see. So next step is to let it dry for like 17 hours, and then take a soft bristle brush and brush off the excess suede, and it's done. But I ended up cutting some more off. Yeah, so you can see it. So I went from this tab all the way around, because that way I don't have to fight. So I'll bring you guys back whenever I get it inside the car. All right, guys, progress update. What a pain in the ass. I had to cut a fuck ton off this thing, and then the bolts that I had wouldn't fit into the holes on the car because they were different fucking thread lengths, but I got it. So yeah, ended up having to cut this whole thing off, because the person, whoever built this fucking cage, is a nimwit little bitch, and there's like 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches of space from that rail to the actual bar, and then yeah, so if I could find the person who built this cage, I'd kick him in the dick. But yeah, needless to say, gave me a run for my money. I had to cut more out and fucked it all up. Whatever. It looks okay. Fixed my steering wheel, so now it's straight. Yeah, it just has 3 bolts up top, and then I have a little metal piece under here holding it in, and then there's another metal piece that I built. You can kind of see it right there. And then my switch panel, I just have it in there for dummy, but I got plenty of room for my main battery contacts, and yeah, it looks good. So that's a little full wholesome video for y'all. Little process of how to flock a dash and shit. So I put it in a S13 with a cage. If you like this video, I suggest you like it. Comment. I always reply to comments as best I can, when I can. And stay tuned for the next one. Next one will hopefully be like me putting sound deadening in it, or fuck, put some more rust. I didn't bitch. Or me like driving to the gas station. So, all right, well, like, share, subscribe. I highly suggest you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video, hopefully soon. Peace out, y'all.